Very sharp, very sharp. Hey. Okay, that's the end of this start the tournament. You can start at your own pace when the fixtures are ready. You have a slight problem with 7 and 8, but everybody else you can start. Good luck.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to our live coverage of the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships from Khalifa International Bowling Center at Zayed Sports City. I'm Lucas Wiseman. Matt Cannizzaro here as well as we start our fourth and final squad Qualifying in the doubles event, we've got Malaysia, United States, Hong Kong, and Bermuda on our featured pairs. We will have Tommy Jones and Chris Barnes on for the first two games. They're going to bowl game 1 on 9 and 10, game 2 on 11 and 12 today. Had 3 squads yesterday, so the standings from yesterday are readily available at worldbowling.org. Finland leading the way. Kimmo Lentinen and Jonas Jankinen. 227.42 average, shooting 27.29 on the first squad yesterday. The next 3 doubles teams came from Squad 3, Japan at 27.25, Korea at 27.17, and Sweden at 26.88. So it is bunched together pretty tightly amongst the top 3 teams. Only 12 pins separating the top 3 teams. So it's going to be an interesting day to see if anybody makes it into the top 4. It's going to take a pretty good score to make it into the next round, the medal round. Depending on how high the scores go on this squad. When you've got 3 teams bunched together pretty close like Finland, Japan, Korea are, it makes things a little bit more interesting. There's 12 pins separating those 3 teams. It's basically 1 mark. 1 spare, 1 extra strike. Sweden a little bit further back. I think obviously Sweden is the team that is most in jeopardy of not advancing to the medal round here today. But it'll take better than a 224 average to crack the top 4 here today, which would be right about 450 a game. There are some great bowlers on this last squad, so just have to wait and see what happens. Once again, you can click the link under the video you're watching, or you can go to worldbowling.org to find the standings and the online scoring. Just tuning in, we've got Malaysia, United States, Hong Kong, and Bermuda on the featured pairs for Game 1 here in the doubles event. Pretty slow start so far for Chris Barnes, Tommy Jones. No doubles through 4 frames as Chris Barnes steps up in the 5th. Score's not too high on our featured pairs this first game. Maybe it'll take a while for everybody to settle in. Sweden with Jesper Svensson with 4 in a row and Robert Anderson with 3 in a row already, so they're doing pretty good halfway through game 1.
Bush. Come here, Bush.
You're watching live coverage of the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships here on Bowl TV, doubles qualifying Squad 4. We have gotten word that B-Boy Rivera of the Philippines injured his knee and has been unable to compete in the doubles event this morning. And as a result, looks like they put a pacer in his spot. So a tough blow for B-Boy Rivera of the Philippines as he is sidelined. It looks like he has his leg elevated and not even able to walk on that right leg. So not sure how he injured it, but B-Boy Rivera knocked out by injury here this morning. As we watch Malaysia, the USA, Hong Kong, and Bermuda here, game 1 of 6 in our doubles qualifying Squad 4 final squad. Going to take better than a 224 average to even have a chance to make it into the top 4 for our medal round this afternoon. Squad 3 yesterday had a lot of big scores, especially in the last game as Japan moved into the number 2 spot, Korea number 3, and Sweden number 4. Finland from the first squad, a couple of lefties leading the way, put up 27-29 and 227.42 average on the first squad of doubles. You can tell Chris Barnes not happy with that. Leaves the 2-4-5. Would appreciate it if you would post the link to the live stream on your Facebook and Twitter. Bull.com/BullTV, easiest place to send people. And make sure you use the hashtag 2014WBMC when you tweet about the event. We have our Twitter's up and running, and keeping an eye on that hashtag here this morning. Clarissa Filson watching the 2014 WBMC again. Good luck, Chris Barnes and Tommy Jones. Krista Geis says she's watching a little action before falling asleep. Larissa Furs watching cricket on the telly and bowling on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, Larissa. Jamal Sultan wants us to send a shout out to his fellow South Carolinian, TJ from the USA. There you go. Well, you can send us a tweet here in our Bull TV live streaming booth. Give you a shout out. Looks to be a tough game for Team USA, not the start they wanted, needing to average 450 a game at least. They're going to be well under that this game. Going to have a hard time even getting above 400 here in game 1. Jason Reinders sending a tweet in, back to burning the late night oils. Thanks for watching, Jason, again. Sweden is in the 9th frame now. Jesper Svensson can shoot 258, and Robert Anderson can shoot 234. A bunch of new tweets coming in. Daniel Cunningham, we're totally rooting for the USA here. Should be studying, but this is more fun. Thanks for posting the link, Daniel. Robert says the best in the world is Chris Barnes. Brandon Brockhon says watching the USA on the live stream, going to be a late night. And Kara Bush watching from Arizona. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hong Kong starting to put together a pretty good game here. Michael Mack and Wusu Hong. They can go 227, 240 this game. Sorry, 270 this game.
So Lucas definitely some big games all around us here, and possible 290, couple pairs away for Kuwait, and Team USA struggling here on our featured pair. Not a lot of room to dig a hole. We had some big scores yesterday.
Yeah, Team USA definitely will not get into positive territory this game. Their max score is 398 right now, so they are going to be more than 50 pins behind the kind of the target score, which means they're going to have to make that up.
Game 1 yesterday on the opening squad was about 10 pins higher than squad 2, so potentially expecting at least some big game 1 scores here. The transition happened around game 4.
Some more tweets coming in. Rich L says thanks for the heads up to USBC, staying up to watch the competition. Carl Bolt hoping to watch the U.S. make a run for some medals. Roberts wants to know if the games are straight up or if there's handicap. No handicap in the World Championships. It's all scratch competition. And Daryl Okamoto says aloha from Hawaii. So aloha to you as well. Hawaii sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, we need to work on that. World Championships in Hawaii.
Yeah, we've got some viewers from some exotic destinations. We had Bora Bora the other day. We've got Hawaii today. Tommy Jones going to be in the 170s this game. This is a rough start for Team USA. Not what they were looking to do. They are going to be in big trouble after just one game. They are the U.S.'s last hope to get into the medal round in the doubles event. Justin Thorpe watching Chris Barnes and Tommy Jones bowl the World Bowling Men's Championships. Bring home the gold. Thanks for watching, Justin.
Lucas, after watching the two left-handers from Finland yesterday morning, just come out to such a blazing start and then finish as well as they did, I really didn't think anybody was going to give them a run for their money. And then we had a pretty exciting end of the day yesterday with three teams battling to get to that top spot. Two of them right next to each other. I think that kind of really showed off what this world-class environment is all about. And two teams on adjacent pairs going essentially strike for strike. And, of course, coming up a little bit short. But the crowd that was still on hand after 12 and a half hours of competition definitely got their price of admission well worth it. Now we can only hope for the same excitement today as we get through our final squad. We saw it in singles, where 3 of the 4 semifinalists came off of the last squad.
Sweden finishes with 470. Kuwait going to be at, let's see here, 461. Hong Kong having a nice game on the featured pairs. Hong Kong looking at 465 as a max. So some good scores out there. Team USA not one of them, unfortunately for them, as they struggle in game 1, but we'll get to see if they rebound in game 2 here in just a few minutes.
Well, once again, we're bowling on the 38-foot Atlanta pattern here. This is the medium pattern this week at the World Championships. And tournament staff and Kegel folks had 12 patterns to choose from in the World Bowling Pattern Bank. And just before opening ceremonies, determined the 2 patterns this week would be the 43-foot Tokyo as the long pattern, and then Atlanta as the medium pattern. So singles contested on Tokyo, doubles on Atlanta, and then trios and team will be 3 games on each pattern. These are oiled fresh for every squad. And then the bowlers have the option in between games, if they'd like, to adjust the surfaces on their bowling balls, maybe get a different look, or freshen things up as they move pair to pair. There was some speculation that this pattern would be incredibly high scoring, and I would say scoring pace was moderate to high for some folks, but nothing mind-blowing. We have no 300 games so far. High game of 297. We saw that right here in our live stream pair during singles on the longer pattern. But a lot of that too depends on who you follow, how they break the lanes down. I think as the squads progress, the coaches and players learn a little bit about the transition and where the right spots to play are. And you'd expect that on this final squad scores to be a little bit higher. But we'll certainly see. We'll have the standings for you in just a few minutes as game 1 just wraps up across the house. And then players move, get ready for game number 2 of 6 coming right up. We get a tweet here coming into the personal account at USBC Matt, and it's from Beck. Could you please pretty pleased to give a shout out to my mom, Janine, who is watching the live stream in Australia. Well, hello, Janine, and thank you for tuning in. Appreciate all of the support, and hope you've at least been mildly entertained over the last couple days. We'll be here until the 14th. Trios coming up tomorrow. Exciting semifinals and finals of doubles later today. So hello to Jordan Richard back in Missouri. The Ebonite Kid, thanks for tuning in. Always nice to see all the great places everybody is watching from. Bowling, truly a global sport, and global support makes it easy for us to do what we do here.
Live scoring went offline, but they're going to reset it so we can get it back up and going.
Chris Barnes with the double.
They're gonna need a lot of strikes to make up for that first game, 24 under.
He was over here adjusting his ball surface. He's throwing the Columbia EPX, one of his favorite pieces, especially on these medium to short oil patterns.
We'll give you the standings here in just a moment. Scores pretty high, though, on the first game. Missed the top of the standings, but it's scrolling through right now. I can tell you that the U.S., with their 376, ranked 25th on the squad. So we told you they dug a pretty big hole, and that is further proof. So first place after the first game is Korea at 507, Puerto Rico at 478, Sweden at 470, Norway 465, Hong Kong 465, Kuwait 461, England 454, Malaysia 450. There's some good scores in the first game, and you've got eight countries averaging better than 224 in the first game on this squad. But it's just one game, so a long ways to go here. We usually do see a little bit higher scoring on the first game. Apparently some of Matt Canizaro's family members in the chat here this morning.
No, sir. Legitimate fans. I know it's hard to believe. Though the following may be small, there's a few out there.
Korea 507. No surprise. No surprise that Korea is right up there at the top of the standings with 507. Choi Bak-eum, I'm curious to know what he shot first game. One of the top lefties in the world, and we saw the lefties really bowl well yesterday. Have some more tweets coming in. Let's see. Roberts wants to know the oil pattern. It's 38-foot Atlanta. Michael Hale says he's not a big fan of the two-lane courtesy. Why do they do it like that? Well, that's the way they do it in PBA. International competition is it's called one pair courtesy, one pair on either side. And when everybody follows it, it actually goes pretty quick. The Sniper says, very proud to be an Arab and to see the World Bowling Men's Championships in the Middle East. Looking forward for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Thanks for watching. Yeah, it looks like Choi Bak-eum for Korea shot 259 and Jungwoo Park had 248. So they had 507. Puerto Rico 478, mostly thanks to a 276 game from lefty Jean Perez. Sweden 470, mostly from lefty Jesper Svensson. And we see a trend here. Top three teams had their best score from their left-hander.
Wow. Good thing we have a left-hander as well.
That's right. We've got a left-hander in the live stream booth, Mr. Matthew Canizaro. One of the top left-handers in the Watauga, Texas area.
I was ready to shoe up yesterday if anybody needed me.
That's right. Matt's ready to fill in.
Could have got the call. I could have bowled for the Philippines today.
If only you were Filipino. Unfortunately, B-Boy Rivera injured himself during the practice. Unable to bowl today. They put a pacer in his place, so if you see a score from the Philippines with B-Boy's name on it, he's actually not going to get credit for those scores. Larissa's watching bowling with the baby. Not sure if the baby's enjoying the bowling or his thumb more. Never too early to turn your little ones into bowling fans. Well, Chris Barnes has been on fry alert here for the last couple of frames. He's trying to rebound, and he does. Pretty sure if he hadn't struck there, his head might have exploded.
So what do you call it? The elephant in the room. I didn't want to be Chris Barnes' bowling bag a few minutes ago.
Not a happy camper. Can't say I blame him. Have very high expectations coming into this event for Team USA.
Well, this is the biggest stage right now, the World Championships here in Abu Dhabi, and big numbers being chased. Plus 288 is fourth right now.
And you know the average score for the field that first game, 198.63.
Highest by a bunch.
Yeah, highest by about 4 pins. And 4 pins is a lot, actually, when you talk about a field average. The first squad was 194.64. The second squad was a disaster squad, 184.65. And the third squad, 193.64. And then today, 198.63. So scores on a whole much higher on the first game today.
It's going to take 225 minimum score to make it into the middle round at this point. 26.88, a 224 average.
Yeah, that's just to even have a chance to maybe get in. The way the scores are going, it may take more than that. We'll have to wait and see. You just don't know until the last game or two what the situation's going to be. Who knows? Scoring pace could tank here in the next couple of games, and could be looking at a whole different situation. Chris Hester checking in on Twitter. Says, put Matt in there. He'll rock the Game Breaker too and show the world how to play. Join the play-by-play guys. Go TJ and Barnes. You can send us a tweet at 2014 WBMC. 2014 WBMC.
Chris Hester's a good guy. Knows what he's talking about.
You think anybody who says nice things about you is a good guy?
Well, I mean, he already was a good guy. Plus, he's left-handed, so that's bonus points
lefty
right
club.
there.
Left-handers like to stick together, don't you?
Of course. We're a minority, only 17%.
Chris Barnes looks like he wants to lob his ball overhand at that pin after leaving it. It's been a rough start for Team USA. faces Chris Barnes is making right now, he would make a great villain in a superhero movie. He does not look happy. Sweden, Jesper Svensson has cooled off a bit after shooting 258 the first game. He's got it open, no doubles through 5.
Well, it tends to be the trend, the move from game 1 to game 2. You had 10 minutes of practice, get comfortable, groove the lanes like you'd like them. And now you're at the mercy of who you follow a little bit. It takes a few minutes to get comfortable and lined up, perhaps. But just a sprint, 6 games, not a lot of time for guessing games.
Medal round for the doubles starts at 1:30 local time here in Abu Dhabi. That would be 10:30 a.m. Central European time, 4:30 a.m. Eastern time in the U.S.
You're like a world clock.
I've got it down now.
You've been on the move since 2005, but this is your first trip to the Middle East. I was very surprised to hear that.
Yeah, but a lot of trips coming up here. Seems like next year the World Women's Championships is going to be back in Abu Dhabi, and then World Singles the year after that in Qatar. So we've got a lot coming up here in this part of the world.
And you get to see most of the United States and the PWBA Tour coming up too.
That's right. The revival of professional women's bowling in the United States. Well, Tommy Jones pitched that so far right. I thought it was going in the gutter, and he leaves the 2-4. Just barely got the 10 out. Just looking down at how the Koreans are doing on lane 28. And doing all right. They can go 230, 230 this game. Debbie says watching the Squad 4 men's doubles while working. Hopefully his boss is not looking at him. So yeah, you need to stay away from the boss. Turn the monitor a little bit. That's a good tip to keep the boss man from seeing the live streaming.
If you need an excuse note, email Lucas.
That's right.
.wiseman@bowl.com. He'll send a note to your boss.
You can also watch on your mobile device. So if you want to just watch on your mobile and maybe hide it under the desk or something so your boss can't see it, that might be another good tip. Apathy wants to know how the members of Team USA were decided. The coaching staff selects the representatives in this event from the pool of Team USA athletes. There's 12 members of Team USA. Coaching staff picks from those 12 to decide who gets to bowl the World Championships. Brandon Barenberg. Where's Ryan Simonelli? I love being a lefty. Ryan is not a member of Team USA, therefore not eligible for this tournament. And he also wants to know if the PBA has scouts. They do not have scouts, but if you want to join the PBA, all you have to do is hand over your money and become a member of the PBA.
Well.
And they have some other requirements, but if you feel like you're good enough, you want to give it a try, maybe start at the regional level and bowl some regional tournaments, and then work your way up from there. That's probably the best way to do it. Nick says he's watching the UFO spinner from Chinese Taipei. Definitely interesting and fun to watch. Yep, that always gets a lot of attention when the spinners are on the live stream pairs. And it can be a very effective style when the scores are a little bit lower. I think scoring pace a bit high for the spinners this week on both patterns. But we have seen them win world titles before. You can send us tweets at 2014 WBMC. We always appreciate the comments that you send in. Like to hear from you. It looks like the scoring pace has slowed down a little bit this game, especially for Korea. Park Jung-woo, 172 in the ninth, can only shoot 202 this game. And Choi Bak-um can only shoot 217. So those guys have cooled off a bit after a hot start. A couple of 190 games to start for Chris Barnes on this squad. Chris making a trip back to the bowling bag, trying to see what he can find to maybe make something happen the last 4 games.
Well, only 6 choices to choose from. There's 2 on the rack already. And, again, the great equalizer here in international competition, only 6 bowling balls.
But you can change services after each game, so that can potentially help.
Certainly expands your arsenal quite a bit. You have a plethora of surface possibilities. And then, of course, the versatility of some of these guys with 2 or 3 or 4 hand positions. And you turn 6 balls into 25 balls. And fortunately, it's going to possibly take a little more than that to get these Team USA guys going here with only 4 games left, digging a bigger hole. Again, 224 average for the top 4 through yesterday's 3 squads. And things getting a little bit worse for Tommy Jones here in the 10th frame. Three, 6, 7, 10. Barnes, 192 in the books.
Puerto Rico can go 227, 233. They were in second place. Sweden can go 196, 247. Sorry, 277. Robert Anderson holding up Sweden this game.
Nice spare conversion for Jones. Save a couple sticks there. Strike put him at 201. Losing ground, just looking across the scoreboards here. Lots of strings of strikes. .230, looking like a solid effort here in game 2. Game 1, 198 average, the highest of the 4 squads by about 4 pins. Chinese Taipei, 434 here in game 2.
Sweets coming in, just catching up here on what we've got here. Livia says, school nah? Yes, for the Men's World Championships. Skipping school today to watch the bowling. That's what I'm talking about right there. And John Oliver enjoying the action all the way from Melbourne, Australia. How about that? Pretty far away. And Carissa Ann Weekly says, hello from Medford, Oregon. Who do you think will medal and why? Left-handers, and because they're good. 434 for Chinese Taipei. Team USA finishes up with just north of 400 that game. Or should I say just shy of 400 that game. After Tommy Jones made the split in the 10th. Jesper Svensson doing a good job to save this game and get it into the 190s, throw 3 strikes in a row. And Robert Anderson can still shoot 277. So they can put up a pretty big game here in game 2. It'd be just about what they shot in game 1 as well. So good start for Sweden. Puerto Rico ended up with 444. Korea had 419.
Good morning, guys.
Now we're going to have Spain and Saudi Arabia on 9 and 10. And it looks like maybe Bahrain and Uzbekistan on 11 and 12. Sweden finishes up with 461. Not a bad game for them. Well ahead of the pace they need to be at. Travis Schlong writes in and says, hello from Alberta, Canada, where we bowl with 5 pins. Well, thank you, Mr. Schlong, for tuning in, watching our live streaming from Alberta, Canada. Dave watching from Singapore. Dave wanting to know how the scoring is compared from when they bowled the singles event, and you really can't compare the two because it's two different patterns. But there's all kinds of statistics if you look at the results at worldbowling.org. All right, so game 3 underway, moving right along here. Spain, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and Uzbekistan joining us for our third of 6 games. And as soon as we have updated standings, we'll be right back with you.
All right, folks, game 3 underway already. We're almost halfway there. We've got Saudi Arabia, Spain, Bahrain, and Uzbekistan. After 6 games this morning, we'll cut the field to the top 4 overall. We had 3 squads yesterday, 1 today. 49 countries represented here at the World Championships this year. 272 players. And singles already in the books. Dan McClellan from Canada, your gold medalist. Silver medal went to Shaker Al Hassan from the UAE, local favorite. And bronze medals to Sam Cooley and Tommy Jones. Sam from Australia, Tommy Jones, Team USA. Right now, in order to make the top 4, minimum score to beat 2688 plus 288. A 224 average. That is 4th right now. 2729 is on top. Finland, a pair of left-handers. Through 2 games, this squad. Sweden on top, 931 plus 131. Jesper Svensson and Robert Anderson. Korea drops to 2nd. Rakim Choi and Jongwoo Park, 926. They started with 507 and 419 in game 2. Puerto Rico in 3rd, 922. Hong Kong is 4th at 905. Malaysia 5th at 903. And Kuwait in 6th place, the squad at 900 plus 100 after 2. Game 2 average 198.5. Down just 1 pin from game 1. Appreciate everybody joining us. This is Matt Canizaro, Lucas Wiseman here as well. And we're enjoying everybody checking in the chat room and on Twitter, hashtag 2014WBMC. A lot of great thoughts and great questions coming in. Of course, you can always just drop a note and say hello and show your support for your favorite team and players. We'll be here all week. This is just day 3 of 9. Or day 4 now, I'm sorry. 2 days of singles competition. Double started yesterday. We'll wrap up this afternoon with the exciting semifinals and gold medal match. I believe the plan is to plug into the local TV news feed and get some different angles and a great view of those matches. And then tomorrow and the next day we'll have trios, followed by the coveted team events. Finland, the defending team champion here at the World Championships. You're watching live from the Khalifa International Bowling Center here at Zayed Sports City in Abu Dhabi. We've seen a variety of equipment and plans of attack on this 38-foot Atlanta lane condition. One of the dozen or so world bowling patterns that the technical committee had to choose from. Gone one long and one medium. The other, the 43-foot Tokyo. And we'll see both patterns the rest of the way in trios and team. 3 games on each. And then Masters competition as well. check out live scoring or standings, you can visit worldbowling.org. Just find the World Championships, and you can check out any pair in the house here. 40 lane center, and we're using lanes 3 through 36. So if your favorite player is not on one of our live stream pairs, we're behind lanes 9 through 12. You can look around and follow along frame by frame. We've actually used that tool quite a bit here on site just to check out how teams are doing on the other side of the house as we try to figure out who's going to be in the cut, what the number's going to be. Right now, still a long way to go. This is just game 3 of 6. And the standings are updated through 2 games. Sweden leading the way at plus 131. All events medals also will be handed out. Gold, silver, and bronze based on 24 game totals, 6 games apiece in singles, doubles, trios, and team. And then the top 24 in the all event standings also will qualify for Masters competition, which will take place in just a few days. Defending doubles champions here at the World Championships. Team USA's Chris Barnes and John Zerbinski. Just saw Chris Barnes the first 2 games this morning. And Zerbinski did not make the trip with Team USA this year.
Watching the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships here on Bowl TV, doubles qualifying squad 4, game 3. Just a few frames to go here in our third game to take us to the halfway point of this squad. The medal round coming up this afternoon in about 3 hours. Again, medal round going to start in about 3 hours, so you can figure that out according to your time zone. It's going to be 1:30 p.m. local time here in Abu Dhabi. Based on average, the top 3 teams on this squad would be in the top 4 if they maintain their scoring pace. Sweden, Korea, Puerto Rico, with Finland from squad 1 yesterday in 4th based on average with 4 games to go. Finishing up this game, Spain, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and Uzbekistan on the featured pairs for Game 3. And no big scores the first couple of games out of these teams. Melvin Oquendo of Spain, plus 58, but his partner at minus 75. Takahashi of Japan with the front 7 this game, off to the right of our featured pairs. Marshall Morrison watching from Amarillo, Texas. Thanks for watching, Marshall. And Lars tweeting that the Swedes are in the pole position after 2 games. Sweden is leading at this point on this squad. Jesper Svensson, Robert Andersson, 931 for their first 2 games. That's a 32.75 average. So far this game, Jesper Svensson can shoot 280 with 2 frames to go. Robert Andersson can shoot 228, so they have the opportunity for another big game here in Game 3. Of course, a shout out to Melanie Crawford and the beautiful viewers in Lincoln, Nebraska, who should be writing research papers. Waleed is watching our live streaming. Watching his, says, you're always making us proud, brother. And cheering for Abdullah, who is on lanes 9 and 10 this game, bowling for Saudi Arabia. So thank you for watching, Waleed. Fabrice Vroga wants to know if there's any Belgium team news. Well, let's see how Belgium is doing. Belgium in 12th place on this squad at 827. Currently bowling on lane 16 if you'd like to follow them on the live scoring. Takahashi of Japan has the front 9, so he's going to go to the 10th frame with a chance for a 300 game.
Я просто представил, что это велосипед.
And our camera looks like it'll go just wide enough to be able to see Takahashi on lane 13 here in a moment. He's got the front 9, so stand by for that. Take you over there in just a moment. All right. So far right side of your screen, lane 13. Takahashi with the front 9 for Japan. Takes it to the front 10. Toshiko Takahashi of Japan working on 10 strikes in a row. Getting ready to bowl on lane 13, far right side of your screen. Look at that. 9-pin goes a little late. Another strike. Front 11 got a chance at a perfect game here.
folks, you're watching it here live on Bowl TV. Takahashi from Japan. It was his teammate. Shogo Wada had 297 on our featured pair in singles. And now here on this 38-foot Atlanta pattern, Takahashi stepping up on lane 13 with the front 11. Everybody's got their video cameras out. And there it goes, balls on the lane. It is wide right, 298. He misses the head pin to the right, leaves the 1-2. So Japan now with a 297 and a 298, the two highest games of the World Championships, but short of perfection once again. The 11 shot looked a little bit wide, made it back. 9-pin went late, but no dice on number 12. 298.
Well, George Ferlingos, if you're watching, that's number 4. Still a good game, though, but just can't quite get there. Haven't had 300 yet.
Well, Japan was 28th after 2 games, so a little bit of a surge there. Certainly going to help climb the standings a little bit. Not bad, though. The 2 highest games of the event right here on Bowl TV.
Well, that one was kind of on Bowl TV. A little bonus coverage there.
We made it happen.
Yep.
The versatility
That's right.
of Bowl TV.
The only reason we got to see it is because we forgot to zoom the camera in far enough this morning and we're too lazy to fix it. But so we're able to go a little bit wide to the right. Well, we have the local Abu Dhabi Sports TV on here while we watch the bowling.
That's the Falcon races again.
Yeah, have camel races, and today it's Falcon races.
Fantastic.
It's pretty cool. They've got some cool things going on here. We got to hold a falcon at the mall the other day when we went to dinner. They had some had a kind of a promotional thing going on where you could hold a falcon, and that's pretty cool. They're big on falcons and camels here in the UAE, and horses as well. They have some horseback riding NASCAR stuff going on the TV the other day.
All sports, all the time.
And of course bowling as well. They were re-airing the bowling singles final yesterday morning as well. So bowling getting a lot of coverage here in Abu Dhabi as we start game number 4. Looks like Poland and Lithuania on 11 and 12. Still waiting to see who we're going to have on 9 and 10.
So looks like you teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. You give a man a fish in Abu Dhabi and he'll get chased by a falcon.
If only you could see what we're seeing on the TV here. Atu Elo says, almost, doesn't count, but a good game for Takahashi. No 300s just yet. We're still working on it. Well, you're watching live coverage of the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships doubles qualifying Squad 4. We're just past the halfway point now of this squad, and edging closer to finding out who is going to advance into the medal round. After 3 games on this squad, Sweden at 1384, Korea 1372, Puerto Rico at 1330, and Hong Kong at 1327. So as of now, only 2 of those scores good enough to make it into the top 4. That would be Sweden and Korea at this point, with 3 games to go. On our featured pairs this game, we've got Egypt and Estonia, along with a pacer. Poland and Lithuania. Standings are updated on worldbowling.org. Against Sweden and Korea, leading based on average. Sweden at 230.67. Korea just 12 pins back, averaging 228.67. Based on average, third place, Finland. Finland is the team that bowled on the first squad yesterday, 227.42 average. And Japan at 227.08. That's the Japanese team that bowled on the squad last night. So right now, Sweden, Korea, Finland, Japan are your top 4 teams based on average, with 3 games to go on this final squad. Sweden currently on lane 35, Korea currently on lane 6. You're watching live coverage of the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships here on Bowl TV. We are in game number 4. Sweden and Korea leading the way. Currently on this squad, and based on average, it's Sweden, Korea from this squad, Finland from squad 1, and Japan from squad 3. We've got Egypt, Estonia, Poland, and Lithuania on the featured pairs for this game. If you'd like to follow any of the other teams, you can do so on the live scoring at worldbowling.org. Click on events, then on championships, and you'll find the link to the live scoring as well as the results.
Zobacz, a nie wszystko. Znaczy mam tak jak teraz. Mam te rzuty słaby i jak nie mogę wyniku, to nie dobrego.
A ile macie gier dzisiaj?
6. To jest czwarta gra.
Just about done with game 4 of 6. Finishing up here. See if we can give you an update on some of the other teams and how they're doing. Sweden down on lane 35. Looks like scoring pace has slowed down a little bit for them. Jesper Svensson can strike out for 218 and Robert Anderson can strike out for 214. So that's going to be below their average. Korea is on lane 6 and they're bowling pretty well. Choi Bak-um can strike out for 258 and Park Jong-woo can strike out for 229. They were the top 2 teams coming into this 4th game. Choi just rang a 7-pin though in the 10th frame, dropping his max score from 258 to 237. Korea is going to shoot 455 this game. Sweden ended up with 417, so they're going to drop. They're definitely going to fall behind Korea on this squad. Puerto Rico only shot 391. They were third on the squad coming into this game. Hong Kong, max of 418 if Michael Mack strikes out in the last frame. So scores going down this game a bit. Malaysia had 449. They were in fifth on the squad. So that's a good score for them. Kuwait 386. They were in sixth. So score's not that high in game 4 on this squad. That is seemingly good news for the teams that were already in the top 4.
مش هعرف اجيبها.
All right, we are underway now at Game 5 on the featured pairs. We've got Romania, Belarus, Germany, and Iraq on the featured pairs for this game. Still have some teams finishing game 4, so as soon as they finish up, we will give you the update on the standings here in just a little bit.
Son أكبر منك؟ ها؟ مو أكبر منك؟
All right, standings should be coming in any second here, and now they are updated. Korea at 1827, a 228.38 average. The only team currently inside the top 4 on this squad. Finland, Japan, and Korea second, third, and fourth. And if that holds up, Korea would bowl Korea in the semifinals. Sweden drops down to 5th based on average from this squad after shooting a subpar 4th game. But still 2 games to go, long ways left. But right now, Korea, the only team on this squad that looks like they are in position to crack the top 4. There's still some teams that have a chance to make it in, but a lot of work to do in these last 2 games to make it in.
All right, folks, you're watching live coverage of the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships. This is the final squad of doubles qualifying. Game number 5 of 6, just getting to the halfway point. No doubt we're getting ready for an exciting finish here, as a couple of teams definitely are in the hunt right now on this squad. Korea leading the way at plus 227, followed by Sweden at plus 201, Malaysia plus 172, Hong Kong at plus 145, Belgium plus 143, and Finland at plus 141. But right now, 4th position after 3 squads is plus 288. So they certainly have their work cut out for them, but plenty of room to continue their current pace. After this squad, we'll have the cut to the top 4 for the semifinals coming up later this afternoon. Be a short break to oil the lanes. If you missed any of our previous coverage of singles or the first day of doubles, you can find all that in the archives on Bowl TV. And if you'd like to check out the schedule for the week, you can visit bowl.com/livestream or just the main page of bowl.com, and you'll see the schedule there on the right side of your screen. All times are listed as Eastern, so you'll have to do the conversion to make sure you don't miss any of the live action from here in Abu Dhabi. This is Matt Canizaro alongside Lucas Wiseman, and we'll be here for the duration of this World Championships. The Khalifa International Bowling Center at the Zayed Sports City. Terrific facility for World Championship bowling. Plenty of room for spectators. Bright lights, high ceilings, great acoustics. And live TV here in Abu Dhabi as well. And as the week progresses, the excitement builds as we lead things up to the team event. Doubles will conclude today. Trios will be held tomorrow and Thursday, followed by 2 days of team competition. Right now, bowlers are taking on the 38-foot Atlanta lane condition. Singles was contested on the 43-foot Tokyo. And then trios and team each will feature 3 games on each pattern. So a bit of a test of versatility. Medals will be awarded in all events, and the top 24 in the all event standings will qualify for Masters competition. Right now you're watching Romania, Belarus, Germany, and Iraq. Again, this is game 5 of 6, and then we'll have a cut to the top 4 overall standings. Can be found on the World Bowling website. You can find a link to that just under your video feed. You can also find the live scoring from across the center, so if you have a favorite player and you want to check in and see how he's doing, you can do so. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them into the chat room or find us on Twitter, hashtag 2014WBMC. 2014WBMC. We're here to give you all the information and details from behind the scenes at the World Championships. You can hit us up directly, Lucas_Wiseman, and at USBC Matt. I know Lucas mentioned it in the chat room, but let's keep our discussion to bowling and the World Championships and keep everything friendly and appropriate. We certainly do appreciate it. Okay, so our two featured pairs here at the Khalifa International Bowling Center. 9 and 10, 11 and 12. We've been here since the very start. We'll be here until the last ball is thrown. Right now you're watching Romania, Belarus, Germany, and Iraq. We do appreciate all the support and the kind words, and for everybody tuning in from all over the world here on Bowl TV. You're watching live coverage of the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships. Matt Canizaro and Lucas Wiseman here in Abu Dhabi. Game 5 wrapping up here in just a minute. Game 6, the finale of this final qualifying squad. Set frame underway. Germany's Marco Bada will be in the 260s. Kennedy can get to the 230s. Germany down in 19th place, however, with 2 to go. All right, that's going to do it for 11 and 12. Iraq and Germany. 411 and 462. Not a bad effort here in game number 5. Final shots coming on 9 and 10 as well. Romania will be just in the red. Belarus is going to be plus here in game 5. Game 6 coming right up.
All right, our last game of qualifying in the doubles event underway here on Bull TV. Kuwait, Greece, Norway, and China, Macau, China on the featured pairs this game. And unfortunately, none of these countries are really that close to the top four. Norway the best at plus 130 with a game to go, but it takes more than that to make it in. Looks like just about everybody is almost done with game 5. Down on the high end, they're still catching up a bit. Maybe a couple of shots to go down there, a couple of frames. And then we should be able to have an update on the standings. Can tell you that Korea shot 425 and Sweden right at 397 if Robert strikes on his last ball. So our top two teams on this squad, a bit of a struggle. And we'll have a little bit better idea of how things stand in just a little bit once the fresh standings come out. Medal round scheduled to start in less than 90 minutes. So less than 90 minutes away from the medal round in the doubles event. All right, updated standings coming in. Right now it's Japan. I'm sorry, it's Finland, Japan, Korea. Korea, the only team on this squad that has cracked the top 4 as of now. Next teams on this squad would be Puerto Rico and Sweden. So there's going to be some work to be done for anybody to get into the top 4 here. Korea currently in position. Figure out what they need to shoot their last game to make it in here. They're going to need 437. So Korea needs 437 last game to move ahead. 436 would be a tie. Or I should say stay ahead of Sweden's average from yesterday. Puerto Rico can still get ahead of that number with 474, but the problem is they would also need to get ahead of Korea as well. So more realistically, Puerto Rico looking like they're going to need to shoot over 500 to get in. Looks like Sweden probably needs to shoot over 520 this game to have a realistic chance. Puerto Rico, Korea, Sweden all bowling right next to each other this game on 17-18, 19-20, 21-22. If I had to guess, I would say that Korea will probably make it in to the top 4. That's what my gut feeling tells me. They only need 437. And I'm going to guess that they might be the only team off this squad that cracks the top 4. That would make it Finland, Japan, Korea, Korea. Or those teams in some order. Well, Puerto Rico needs to strike out the entire last half of the game to have any chance. Otherwise, they will most likely not make it. Looking very solid for Choi Bak-um and Park Jong-woo to make it off this squad. They may be the only team that makes it. So far, Korea's cruising along, and I think they're easily going to make it into the top 4 on this squad. Svensson and Anderson coming on strong on lane 21. But I think they're going to need to shoot over 530 this game to make it in. Might end up being close for Korea. Park Jung-woo just looks like he left another split. Korea needs 437, I believe, to pass the score put on the board yesterday by Sweden. Did a score correction on Park Jung-woo's score. I'm wondering if they went from an 8 split to a 9 count. Can't see it here. Maybe he threw it in the gutter or fouled? Maybe he fouled. Nah, I can't tell. Yeah, he fouled and got the spare. That's a pretty big spare, actually. Matt's figuring out the numbers over there. Sweden's coming on strong, a lot of strikes. They still may be in the mix. They need a huge game. They can go 280, 279, which I think would get them in if they struck out. Puerto Rico is mathematically out of it, as Chris Ascona just left a 7-10 split. Choi Ba-goom with a double in the 10th gets him to 237. They look like they're in pretty good shape. Medal round coming up in about an hour. 60 minutes until the medal round starts. Sweden still striking. Jesper Svensson, Robert Anderson trying to have a huge comeback to get into the medal round in this last game. Question is, can they go around the Koreans on this squad? I think that it won't matter because I think Korea 2 would get knocked out anyways. I think it would be Finland, Japan, Korea, Sweden if Sweden bowls a huge game. Korea is going to be the first one to finish among our top teams. Robert Anderson just struck again as they continue to strike down there. I think it's pretty much down to two teams, Sweden and Korea. Park Jung-woo just struck, first shot in the 10th. Means the Swedish team Daniel Franzen and Martin Larsson is knocked out for sure. The question is, can the other Swedish team go around Korea? They can go all the way into first place if they continue striking. Looks like Jesper Svensson just left a 7-pin. I believe that's the 9th frame. Korea finishing up. This is our final game. We'll stay on until we know who the top 4 are for the medal round. Jesper Svensson shooting his spare. He missed it. Missed it badly. And an open frame at a terrible time for Sweden. Park Jung-woo goes strike 8-1 for 215, it looks like. Puts them at plus 303. So now we need to figure out what Sweden needs this game. Looks like 508 to pass them. See if it's still possible. 247, 279. They can still shoot 526. So they don't have much room to work with here. Actually, if Robert Anderson does not strike in the 9th frame here, then Korea makes it, and this Swedish team misses, and Anderson left a 10-pin. So that cuts their max score by 20 pins, and that should mean that Korea is in, and it will be Finland, Japan, Korea, Korea, if that's correct. Because now the max score for Sweden would be 247 and 258. And that would be 505, and that would not be enough. So it looks like your doubles, it's going to be Finland, Japan, Korea, Korea. So Finland versus Korea, Japan versus Korea in the doubles coming up in about an hour, a little less than an hour from now. All right, so that's going to do it for our live streaming of this 4th squad of the doubles. Once again, it's going to be Finland, number 1, Japan, number 2, Korea, number 3, and Korea, number 4 for the finals this afternoon. We'll be back on the air in a little bit less than an hour. Be sure to join us. Live coverage of the medal round coming up in about 55 minutes here on Bowl TV.